Well, top of the morning to you all, and welcome back to 97.7 FM KC Radio. For an hour of power and leadership with me, Ryan Gomez. It's an absolute privilege and a pleasure speaking to you this morning, the Saturday morning, if I can put it that way. Well, I've got a great program in store for you this morning. Got some special guests. We're going to be speaking to an event that is happening up here in the city of KC. So, look, I will bring on my guests in the next 10-15 minutes or so. But in saying that, let's put this apart. In saying that, it's great to have your company this Saturday morning. Whatever you're doing this weekend, stay safe, enjoy, have an absolute blast, but stay safe. That's the absolute key. And we are streaming live on the web, so I'll put it out there. It's www.kcradio.com.au. So it's www.kcradio.com.au. And we are locally on the dial, which is 97.7 FM, KC Radio. If you want to jump on my Facebook page, which is www.RyanGomezCoaching, Ryan Gomez Coaching. So it's www.facebook.com/Ryan Gomez Coaching, that is. And look, I'll endeavor to put a podcast up at some stage in the next 12-24 hours or so. So feel free to download the podcast on my Facebook page and have a listen in. If you're commuting, if you're on the train or on the bus, or just have a listen in. A lot of it I say on the program, and I say from time to time, is my views and my ideas and my guests' views and ideas, and does not reflect the views and ideas of you, our listeners. In saying that, if you find a nugget or two, take it, use it and in your business, in your life, in your career, and take it to the next level. And that's the absolute key. So in saying that, I want to just quickly, once again, put it out there. We're streaming live on the web, that is allthews.kcradio.com.au. I was driving into the studio this morning and I'm thinking, okay, what do I kick off the program with and what do I start with? And, it just comes to me because it's amazing, isn't it? Your mind starts working and things start happening. And, I was really pumped. And in saying that, coming through the studio, listening to some of the music from Daz and Cindy this morning, that even pumps me up even more, which is fantastic, isn't it? Well, there you have it. And, so going back to what I was saying was, I was driving in the studio and thinking, okay, what do I speak about? What do I kick off the show with? And I was speaking to a few people just the other day, and I said to them, where are you with your goals and your New Year resolution at this point in time? And there was about 7 of them sitting down and having a conversation, which is great. I love having these conversations with people. I said, where you are? Because we are already into the 3rd month of the year, which is going into March. And I said, so where are we at, or where are you at with your goals and your New Year's resolutions, if you want to put it? And a lot of them looked at one another first, and then looked at me. And you could see a bit of confusion. I don't know if it was confusion. I was just trying to think about it. And I said, look, you don't have to tell me your goals and your what New Year resolutions you've made. But I want to know if you've started moving forward, taking action on that. And, all 7 of them just looked at me and just said, well, and straight away I got the vibe that, hey, you know what? Pretty much a lot of it is out the door, and you make that assumption, right? But and I said that I say that because we have people that will just say straight, yes, absolutely, I'm really pumped, I'm going through the stuff, I'm making things happen, I'm taking action about things. So and I said, what have you changed in the last couple of months to be able to achieve your goals, or starting to work your goals and starting to work your New Year's resolution? What are some of the changes, the small changes you made over the last? I said, well, we had this when we had that, and we've put this on our our list, and we started to then start to make the change. But one person just stood up and said, look, it was difficult, Ryan. It was really difficult, because when you make a New Year resolution, or you make a goal, or you set a goal, sometimes when you go through that change, we don't want that pain, right? And I said to them, it's stepping out of the comfort zone. Absolutely, it's stepping out of the comfort zone. Now, a lot of what I speak on this program is not rocket science, okay, but you know this stuff. Are you doing it? That's a different thing. And I said, well, you're stepping out of your comfort zone. You're obviously going to feel a bit of pain. You're going to feel that pain when you start to change a few things. But guess what? When you start moving through that change slowly and taking those baby steps, and soon you will be making those bigger changes in your life. And that's when you start hitting your goals. You're not going to hit your goals in the first month, second month. Or you're not going to go through that New Year's resolution and say, okay, this is what I'm going to achieve. This is what I'm going to achieve in the next month or two. It takes that slow process, that slow change. And sometimes stepping out of our comfort zone can be the most painful thing, because we're used to the pain we are. So the pain, a lot of us, when we're in the comfort zone, we're used to the pain we are in at that point in time. Stepping out of that is the no-go zone for us. A lot of us, it's a no-go zone. It was for me many years ago. But when you step out of that comfort zone, or so you step out and take a step out, every second of your life can be free. And that's a choice you need to make. And that's a choice you need to make. Now, I talk about the story about the woodcutter by the name of John. John worked for an organization, and he absolutely gave his blood and sweat for this organization. He really went through his work for 5 years. He chopped a lot of wood, and pretty much a very dedicated employee. Worked hard, worked really hard. And 5 years later came along another bloke by the name of Bill. Bill was employed by the organization to come and chop some wood. And Bill came on board, and he pretty much in a year's time, he ends up getting a raise and a promotion. Now, guess what? This angered John. This absolutely angered John. John said to himself, how is this possible? I've been working for this organization. I've given my blood and sweat for this organization for the last 5 years. And here comes along a bloke by the name of Bill, works hard for 1 year, ends up getting a raise and a promotion. What's going on? This is impossible. So they're sitting around having a chat at the meal break, or around the table with all the other colleagues of his other colleagues. And John and all the other colleagues agreed, we've been working hard for this organization for the last 5 years, and how come Bill ends up getting a raise? Was it a bit of influence? Was it what was it? And John stemmed up the courage to go and ask the boss. And he said, look, I'm going to ask the boss about this. So he goes up to the boss and he goes, boss, tell me, what's going on? I've been working for this organization, given my hard-earned time, blood, and sweat for this organization, worked really hard. I work a lot of overtime, done this, done that. And here comes a bloke by the name of Bill. 1 year down the track, he ends up getting a raise. What's going on? And the boss said to John, we have to reward employees or people in our organization for their effort, for their work, and we have to recognize people who do a great job. And he was, what do you mean by that? He goes, well, let's put it this way, plain and simple. Bill chops a lot more wood than what you do, John. In the same amount of time you guys work here. And John went, whoa, come on, that's impossible. I've been here 5 years, a lot more experience, and here Bill, only 1 year, less experience than what I have, and you're telling me that he chops more wood than what I do. And this really upset John. And John said, look, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to work harder than Bill. So he goes out there for the next week, 2 weeks. He works hard. He tries to chop as much as wood as he can. He then gives his blood and sweat. He just puts that extra time, works some overtime, and almost working about close to 10 hours over that fortnight. And he comes back to his boss and he goes, now I chop more wood than Bill. And the boss turned around to John and said, John, I understand you've really worked a lot of time. You've worked some overtime, and you've worked a lot more hours than what Bill does. But over the last fortnight, the same result. Bill has worked less hours than what you have, but he has chopped a lot more wood than what you have. And John goes, what's he doing different? Come on. Here I am working harder than Bill, and he's still chopping more wood than what I am doing. So he goes up, and the boss said, look, maybe you need to go and ask Bill this question. So he goes up to Bill and he goes, Bill, come on, man, what's going on? I mean, how is it that you chop more wood in less amount of time than what I do? And and you know, Bill turns around and goes to John. He says, John, by the way, you know, I take a break every hour after chopping wood for about 10 minutes to sharpen my axe. John, when was the last time you sharpened your mental axe? Or when is the last time you sharpened your axe? That stunned John, because John never sharpened his axe. Here Bill was taking time off to sharpen his axe. Now the question I ask you out there is, when last have you sharpened your axe? Or I'll put it this way, when last have you sharpened your mental axe? See, we go through life, we go through our formative years, studying and getting degrees and for the 15, 20, 30 years or so. And then we go through life thinking, hey, you know what? Now I need to reap the benefits, which is fantastic, great. You need to reap the benefits for all the hard work you've done in your formative years. But in saying that, the world is changing every single day. Things are happening every single day. There's a lot of changes happening as we're going along. People are getting to places where they are because they are sharpening the mental axe. They're investing in themselves. When last have you invested in yourself? When last have you put in the effort and say, you know what, I want to make a few changes. I want to be able to do this. I want to be able to then, go in through this training program and maybe spend a year doing this or may spend a year doing that. And investing in yourself, sharpening your mental axe, constantly working on yourself, constantly putting yourself out there. And that is the absolute key in this day and age. It's about constantly learning. When I come to this program, when I sit on this program and I listen to my guests, I have I take so much out of my guests and what they say, because a lot of success, they have a lot of success, they've gone through a lot of challenges, and every single week I learn from them. So I'm constantly sharpening my mental axe, constantly learning from people. So the question is, when last have you sharpened your mental axe? When last have you invested in yourself? And it's about stepping out of your comfort zone at the end of the day. As much as we think, oh, it's Ryan, it's all easy to say step out of your comfort zone. It's tough. Yes, it's painful. Absolutely, it is going to be painful. If you ask a lot of people out there who have achieved a lot of success, and some of the successful people out there, just ask them the question, was it easy? Absolutely not. They've gone through a lot to be able to be where they are today. And it's very easy for someone to turn around and say, hey, you know what? That bloke was lucky, or this person was lucky. There was no luck involved in it. You ask any successful people out there, people who have achieved some great things in life, it's hard work. They're constantly sharpening the mental axe. They're constantly working on themselves. And that's why they reap the awards. That's why they reap the rewards, if I can put it that way. So think about what I said on the segment this morning, and like I said, it's nothing new what I speak about. You've heard this time and time again. But are you taking action and doing something about it? That is a different thing.